please help me welcome our first New North Summit Ed Talk speaker, Group President of Kimberly-Clark North America, Kim Underhill.
We didn't see her take her first breath. And we didn't watch her learn to crawl. We didn't see her grow, or learn to swim, or sleep through the night. Finally, we didn't send her off on her first day of school, or see her blush over her first crush. We didn't send Dad rushing to the store to buy just what she needed, or feel her gratitude when he found it. We didn't see her find herself, her friends, or her life's work. We didn't feel their love at first sight, or notice firsthand when rocking out all night became something totally different. We didn't see them become protectors, nurturers, and the ultimate huggers. These moments happen every minute, everywhere, all over the world, from year 1 to 100. And even though we can't see them, we are there. She's a newborn, he's a toddler. She's a teen, he's a father. She's a mother, an athlete, a pilot, a doctor, a teacher, a man, a woman. And we are Kimberly-Clark. We lead the world in essentials for a better life.
All right, good morning. Patience. I'm almost there. The good news is today that I'm not moving from this spot, as you can see. So good morning, and thank you all for a chance and an opportunity to talk a little bit about our fabulous company, Kimberly-Clark. As you can see from our video, we cover so much in the spirit of life. And a lot of times internally we cover pretty much all of your bodily fluids, if you're curious about that. We know a lot about the things that you may not want to talk about day to day, but an important part. And so I'm really thrilled to be here in the spirit of how do we build diversity and inclusion in Northeast Wisconsin and what Kimberly-Clark has done, and hopefully you can take away a couple of great ideas. First off, I want to tell you a little bit about KC. I think as I've moved back to the Valley here, it's always an opportunity to talk a little bit about what we do. And so most may not know, but we were founded in Enid, Wisconsin in 1872, so we will soon be celebrating 150 years, which is pretty phenomenal when you think about where we've started and where we've come to today. We have tremendous research and engineering facilities here, and about 40% of our global spend actually sits here in Wisconsin, right at our headquarters in Neenah. And we have nearly 3,000 employees in the state of Wisconsin. And so a huge component in the employee base right here. So hard to believe, but right here in little old Neenah, Wisconsin, we actually run this $8 billion business that sits as part of a global Kimberly-Clark. And so I am very privileged and very proud to be a part of this organization for over 30 years. But today I want to talk a little bit about the dynamics that are changing and how we think about diversity and inclusion. And it's evident everywhere you go, whatever you see, and even right here in our communities, that the family is changing. And it's really important for us to think about that. So a couple of cool facts. 30% of households now actually have one parent. 20% of households actually are multi-generational, for those of us actually managing and really taking care of our parents today. 38% of households today are multicultural, and believe it or not, over 70% of moms actually work. So when you think about that family dynamic place that's changing, we as employers have to think about how that applies to attracting, retaining, and making sure that we really keep our great talent right here. So one of the things we've done at Kimberly-Clark is our employee resource group, and you'll see a whole host of them up here. We actually formed the first one in 1985, which was our LAND, Latin America Network of Diversity, and it started out of the need that we were starting to explore business in Latin America, and we were bringing folks in from Latin America to work in our research and engineering organization, and found that actually there was a lot of challenges in not only acclimating to the culture here, but also sitting within the community and having some of the needs that they needed for their particular culture. Well, I'm really pleased to share with you today, we have now 10 active ERGs in our company. And remember, I said 3,000 employees in the state of Wisconsin. We have about 1,000 of those that are heavily engaged in these particular ERGs. So you'll see the likes of Parent Interactive Network. Who couldn't take some advice on how to deal with kids today? We have our LBGT, or Pride at KC, which is probably one of our more active ERGs. And probably the one that I'm most proud of and very relevant for myself is the Caregiver Network. So how we are helping our employees deal and manage with the aging population, and everything from writing wills and trust to figuring out how do you actually take care of the generation before us. And so really exciting and expanding and growing every single day. But that's one thing for me. I thought today maybe you'd like to hear from some of our employees that have actually taken advantage and feel and hear and see what it is for them both professionally and personally.
Pride ERG has helped me within KC because it's helped me develop skills that I can translate into my day-to-day job. A lot of the skills I learned from KC I wouldn't necessarily get within my own specific function that I do every single day. With the events that we plan for Pride, a lot of the events we plan, we really have to cater to our audience and kind of remember what message we're trying to convey to them. So understanding how the little things that we do here in Northeast Wisconsin can make an impact or change on a larger scale.
The ERGs have helped me greatly within KC. I joined our African American Employee Network soon after beginning with Kimberly-Clark. So as a new employee, the ERG really helped me to meet other people, to navigate Kimberly-Clark as a whole, being such a large organization. It gave me the ability to hone some of my leadership skills by being a part of the ERG and leading some of our committees. And I think finally within the organization, it helped me with networking, not only amongst my peers, but with other senior leaders, which has opened up other career opportunities for me.
So outside of KC, I would say the ERG has helped me personally because I started with KC about 5 years ago, and I've been a part of ERGs ever since. So I started with Kimberly-Clark Neon, and now I lead Kimberly-Clark Pride, and it's helped me to meet people outside of just my normal team. So moving here and trying to make friends was a little bit of a challenge at first, but meeting people who have a like mind and they're passionate about the same things really helps you to kind of connect with them. So I've met people that are now my friends and will continue to be my friends for a long time. And then the other piece of that is because I don't identify as LGBTQ, but I lead our LGBTQ organization, I get to learn a lot about a culture that I'm not a part of. So the great thing about ERGs at Kimberly-Clark is you don't have to be to belong. You can be a part of any ERG that you want to, even if you don't identify with that group.
To sum up my experience in one sentence with the ERGs, I would say it is rewarding and it definitely pushes you out of your comfort zone.
A professional work family would be the way that I would describe it, because it gets the professional skills but also the people aspect. The people in the ERG really become your family.
I would say that being a part of an ERG gives me a greater sense of purpose within KC. I mean, I'm an individual contributor and I do my day-to-day tasks, but being a part of an ERG really helps me to contribute to the overall diversity and inclusion and our goals for our people.
So as I was preparing for today, I decided to go out and ask a few people to share their story, and I wasn't sure if they'd be willing to do it. But this is literally the voice of our employee base, and you can see the value that it brings way beyond the technical part of our job. So why is diversity and inclusion important? It's a huge subject. You can read a lot about it in the papers. We talk a lot about it. It's going to be the theme today. And I would say as you think about our employee base and the life of every single person and how we are sort of cradle to grave, and that's how we think about the world that's changing and the family is changing, getting our employee base to match our consumer target is one of the secret sauces for our company. Having inside of our company the ability to reflect that. And I always tell a story where back in time, I remember I was the only female on our feminine tear Kotex business. So imagine that, right? a lot of stories around that, but I'll save that for another day. But the idea is to get that inclusion and diversity of thought, and I will tell you we see it every day in our company, that not only does it give us better engagement, as you saw directly from our employees here, it gives us better ideas, better innovation, and certainly better business results. So I'm super excited to also offer to all of you today that Kimberly-Clark is very proud to host our first ever ERG Summit in March of 2020. We're inviting all of you to participate, to come and enjoy and share and learn from not only what we've done, but also I know there's lots of opportunities that we can learn from what all of you have done, with the absolute spirit of making Northeast Wisconsin a tremendous place to live and grow. So if you're interested, here is the contact information. You'll see Dan Bilo, who's in the audience. Meet him today, find out. If not, we'll have a link on the New North website so that you can actually let us know. There'll be more details coming. Thank you all.